Bitcoin bears breaks through support like a hot knife through butter. And here's what you need to expect next.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Sarah, thank you for that intro. I'm getting used to your intros. I'm loving them. Let's jump into the charts. If you're here right now, you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, turn those notification bells on. Bitcoin makes a move to the downside. We're going to talk about it. We anticipated this exact move. Let's start with some context from our last video. It's been a few days, but here we go. Check this out. Things back in because we're at a huge resistance level and so much could happen right now in the short term, meaning we're at $9,700, $8,300, or I'm sorry, $8,800 or so, $8,700 could come rather quickly. So please just be prepared for that. And so we didn't quite get to $9,800, or I'm sorry, $8,800, but we did reach $8,900. You can see it on the screen. We wicked down. So let's kind of try and put all of this together. On the screen right now, I'm still watching all of these Fibonacci levels. You know, for the last over a week now, we've been tracking this Fibonacci retracement from this swing high that we had at the beginning of May to our swing low, right? We anticipated a move coming out of that swing low. I think we did a video talking about this entire Fibonacci channel right here. And we were down here. Bitcoin made it through, right? And we've just been tracking this entire channel around 9,300 to 9,600. We've been looking for separation to the upside from that channel, and Bitcoin just grappling with that area for a good amount of time, right? I mean, we entered that area May 13th, and finally we've actually broke through the bottom of that area today, May 21st. Now, let's step it back a little bit because this is the most important part of technical analysis, at least for me on this channel. Zooming out on the Bitcoin charts, you can see Bitcoin right now on the weekly. So a couple things I want to point out to you. For underlying tone, just to always be prepared, everybody, Bitcoin had a swing low in March. We've had a previous swing high. We're right now wrestling with this 50-week moving average. Everyone, if you're a bull out there, waiting for Bitcoin just to see that separation through the upside, breaking out of this huge symmetrical triangle, breaking through and reaching $20,000, right? That's what everybody wants if you're a Bitcoin bull. But we have to look at the downside as well, which is a swing low to swing high, back down to a Fibonacci retracement 618 to 786. It's the bottom area of this long-term symmetrical triangle. It's also pretty confluent with this 200 moving average. I'm not saying it's likely Bitcoin goes there, but the possibilities are truly just right in front of our faces. So please be ready for $6,300. You know, we talk about $6,000 down to $5,000 or so. For me, I'm actually looking potentially to scoop up some cheap Bitcoin if we get in this area, even a $7,000 swing low, right? So just be ready for that. But let's cruise back to the charts. There are so many different trend lines going on right now in the charts, and we continue to track them, right? They continue to provide just such good context so that we're not FOMO buying, so that we're just being patient. We're waiting for confirmations, right? So Bitcoin currently, there's, again, a lot of different trend lines. I'm going to try and break it down for you. I just first want to point out, as kind of a foundation to these charts, this white trend line that you see going through the middle of the screen. This is going back to March, like I guess mid-March, right? Just keep an eye on that as we're looking through these charts. So right now, Bitcoin, as we know, I showed you that intro from the video I did the other day talking about Bitcoin potentially visiting $8,800 for a swing low. The reason why that's not a bad thing is because Bitcoin put in a swing low now. It's here, and we have a potential symmetrical triangle on the screen, right? Now, we're not quite at the apex yet, but we're cruising along and we're getting there. Apex being right around here, and there's still a lot of potential for Bitcoin to continue to the upside with a breakout to the upside. It's very similar to what Bitcoin did back in beginning of April and really all through April, right? we had this other symmetrical triangle. Bitcoin eventually broke through to the upside. And if we break down this symmetrical triangle, we can really start messing around with how Fibonacci retracements work, right? So we see Bitcoin with a swing low to a swing high, and we see Bitcoin seeing support at another swing low, right? A new swing low. And this is what swing lows and swing highs look like when you're using Fibonacci retracement. There's swing low support, right? We can also take another Fibonacci from that swing low to this swing high, right? So here we go. Let me zoom in a little. So swing low to this swing high, Bitcoin comes back down, sees support at this little green Fibonacci retracement for the next swing low, and then we break out. So it's exactly what's happening right now. If we chart what Bitcoin is doing, you can see Bitcoin with a swing low to a swing high, and you can see Bitcoin just wicking slightly above that Fibonacci retracement, putting in a new swing low. Everyone, this is all about repetition. This is all about consistency. We can guess all day long. I can do bullish videos, I can do bearish videos, but at the end of the day, if we're simply just looking at the data, if we're looking at the harmony of Bitcoin on the charts, and the fact that Bitcoin does the same thing over and over, and sometimes breaks through supports and resistances to give us confirmation, like there's nothing else we should be looking at. There's nothing else we should be guessing at because the data doesn't lie, right? So right now, it's simple. If we look at these same exact charts, let me clean it up a little bit on a cleaner chart. These are the same exact charts on the 6 hour. We are at key support now, right? Bitcoin was trying to break this $9,300 and $9,600 area that we were talking about before. It was breaking above it, but not getting that separation. We weren't breaking through this upper trend line. We weren't seeing any bullish confirmation, right? And so it's hard to do bullish videos when that's not happening. And instead, we actually saw final resistance at this entire channel. Bitcoin broke through. But now we are at a key area where we can start looking what is Bitcoin going to do now at this critical area, because we've tested now the Fibonacci retracement swing high to swing low that we just charted. And I'm going to chart it again just to kind of put it out there on this 6 hour swing low to swing high, right? We're just above it. You can see that 618 line is confluent with these two trend lines, right? So that's why I wanted you to keep an eye on that white trend line, because it's a key area. It's a key data point, because right now Bitcoin is hovering right above that. Bitcoin wicked right above that white trend line. That's a long-term trend line going back to March. And then we have this other trend line that's kind of now in play as well, which is this previous swing low, right? And if we chart it speculatively with this rising support that we had at the end of April, well, now we have another confluent area, a confluent trend line, right? And that's kind of playing out to be also a trend line in our symmetrical triangle. So there's a lot going on right now in this little small range of, say, $8,900 down to $8,700. And if you remember 3 days ago or so, May 17th, 4 days ago, we talked about that $8,700 as potentially being a swing low for Bitcoin. And guess what? We are there right now. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean in terms of, well, what should I do right now? It depends. This is where you have to make your own financial decision. I'm going to tell you what I did. Today at this dip, I bought some Bitcoin. I also bought I bought another altcoin. I'm not going to get into that in this video, but I bought another altcoin as well. But I bought some Bitcoin here. Now I didn't use my heavy buy fiat that I have ready to buy the dips, but I bought some, and I bought some with the potential that Bitcoin bounces off this area and we leave $10,000 forever, right? I'm happy with what I've accumulated over the years for Bitcoin, and I've accumulated some more today. However, I have reserved some for the event if Bitcoin breaks through all of this confluent support that we're talking about right now. There's a possibility for that. So I don't want to buy the dip so heavy right now just because Bitcoin's down like 10%. I want to reserve some to really buy the dip if it happens, because if it happens, out of this symmetrical triangle that we have on the screen, Bitcoin's looking in the 7,000s potentially for a target, right? And if we go back to our weekly chart, we know that Bitcoin, this huge Fibonacci area, is just below the 7,000, $6,300, $5,100 area. Huge buy zone if Bitcoin ever got there. I'm not saying it will, because guess what? on this same weekly chart, Bitcoin is above that 50-week moving average. If we look at some momentum oscillators, Bitcoin really not anywhere near overbought on this RSI, this slower moving momentum oscillator, and really barely overbought here on the stock RSI, this quicker moving momentum oscillator. And it really looks similar to last time Bitcoin was breaking up and above the 50-week moving average. Bitcoin kind of just consolidating along the 50-week moving average back here in spring of 2019. You can see at a very similar RSI level, and before Bitcoin even just made its massive breakout, you can see it was already overbought on the stock RSI. Stock RSI not as reliable as the RSI. So Bitcoin has a lot of room for upside. I hope you can be prepared for it. I'm prepared for it. But if we get it, enjoy the gains, everybody. If we don't get it, then just be ready for the dip and hold on. This is a mental game. Patience is key because these moves take time, right? But either way, I think we're at a really critical hour. If you look at these 6-hour charts, I would love to see a Bitcoin bounce off of this entire confluent support, back up, and maybe even, since we're approaching this apex, some consolidation or something, and then a breakthrough to the upside. Let's break 10K. That's what I want to see. Time will tell. Wanted to do this update video for you. It's been a few days. I've been busy recruiting, trying to get some sun, living life. I hope you're all doing well out there. I appreciate you coming by. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. It means a lot. And turn those stinking notification bells on. I'll see you in the next video. Have an awesome rest of your day. God bless.